You guys do tons of shows that a lot of our viewers have probably seen. A lot of reality work, stuff I watch, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
I was just going to say, you sure you want to admit it?
What are some of the titles that you've worked on, Terry?
Well, recently, Enough Already, Project Runway, Desert Car Kings, Pregnant in Heels. Those are just recent.
I just saw Desert Car Kings the other day. I'm a car enthusiast, so very cool. But
cool
not to get off on a tangent, I know you don't have a lot of time, but you're here at NAB. You're always looking for gear. What did you come here looking for this year? Anything specific?
Yeah, well, there's always the monitors. You know, that's been my long-running thing. Sony has the OLED, which, you know, I saw last month, the new one.
Did you see the PVMs?
That's where I'm going next, actually. I never got off the bottom floor yesterday of this building in the whole day. You know, big things that are happening now, Thunderbolt, as we were talking about earlier, and the potential for that. A lot of people already they're either ready to ship or they're going to be shipping soon, and they're showing prototypes here of how they're going to interface with Thunderbolt, which ultimately is going to be you bring your laptop, you plug a Thunderbolt cable in, you run it to your storage, you loop it through to, you know, your I/O device, you know, whether it's AJA's or whoever, and you can loop it through to the monitor. So everything's now all connected on there. You've got HDSDI coming in. It's all going to the storage. It's going through your laptop. It's amazing potential for simplifying the whole process. But what I specifically came this year for is, you know, thanks to Sony's short-sightedness of having one plant that makes HD Cam SR on the planet Earth.
I heard it was called S Armageddon.
Yes, yeah, it was pretty good.
Somebody said that yesterday.
It's like, I've got a great idea. Let's have a single point of failure for the single source of tape on the whole planet. Okay, so that aside.
Early summer. They said early summer they're going to start producing it.
They did.
They will already have lost the game by that point, because what's happening right now is, you know, all the networks are going, okay, well, we're trying to figure out the file thing for you guys, you know, and by the time they finally get around to making tape again, everybody's going to be doing file-based delivery because they have to now, and then it's not like everybody's going to go, oh, okay, well, let's go back to SR tape, you know. Yeah. They shot themselves in the foot. I mean, it's done deal. So I'm trying to find, you know, I'm looking at companies like Signet and Aspera who can accelerate transmission of files over the regular internet, because I don't want to have to pay, you know, $2,000 a month for a dedicated line for delivering shows. But if we all have to deliver file-based now, there's going to be a lot of this, and it's not a great process, because right now, you know, if I deliver a show, first of all, I could QC a tape rather easily, right? Can't do that easily with a file. But then I deliver the show, and say that, you know, they go, oh, we've got to change the lower third on somebody's name, it was misspelled. Well, you get the tape back, and you punch in the thing, and you send them the tape. With a file, it's like you make the change. Now you've got to re-output that whole file again, which is not a, you know, and then if it's shipping somewhere, you got to upload it forever and ever. So, I mean, there's a lot of things like this that people haven't taken into account, and that's why the networks are kind of going, what do we get? We're trying to figure it out. But that's what I'm looking at.
Well, Terry, what we love about you is that you do not hold back, and there's been some rumors swirling around about a certain NLE manufacturer that might be coming out with something new. I mean, what have you heard? Any thoughts?
Well, Apple, you know, went to the Super Meet guys and kicked out, you know, made them kick out Avid and Adobe and all these other presenters who've been sort of supporting the Super Meet for years since Apple, you know, dropped support for them. So it's kind of a classless move. I never thought I'd say this, but Apple is the new Microsoft, it appears, you know.
But Terry, you're an Avid house and an Apple house, so
yes.
I want the viewers to know that you don't have a stake one way or the other.
No, and I've been an Apple user at home from the beginning when I got my first Mac Plus, you know. So it's like I'm an Apple guy, but this just really sucks, you know.
Well, what are you hoping to see in the potential new version of Final Cut?
It's not hoping to see, because what I would be hoping to see, I'm not going to see, and my prediction is that there's going to be tomorrow's going to be a very interesting day here at NAB, because this is probably the worst place they could have premiered the new product, because the new product is not designed for the universe we're all in. It's more of a it's designed for the somebody shot on whatever they shot with their iPhone, let's say, edit on your iPad, upload to iTunes. Other people just. I mean, it's designed to the future. It's going to make a lot of sense in 3 years or 5 years or whatever. And Apple's, closed. We're replacing all broadcast networks with our system. It makes a lot of sense, okay? But for these people here, this is not going to go well. It's things like it doesn't have tape I/O and stuff like that.
So we're going to have to keep an eye out for that later on tonight.
It's going to be an interesting day tomorrow.
Yes, it will. And anything else that you would like to talk about before we wrap up? Anything else that you've seen?
Gear, anything impressive?
It's really funny. There's not a lot impressive this year. I think part of it is, in the old days, NAB, they didn't announce anything until NAB. So there was a lot of, and now it's like everybody pre-announces, so it's not as impressive.
You kind of know what you're going to be seeing when you get there.
Yeah, so there's not as much of that pizzazz. But one thing I will say is there's a lot less 3D than I thought I was going to see this year. So I guess we were right last year.
Interesting. That's right. Terry was on record saying that he didn't know if it was going to fly last year.
I said it wasn't going to fly.
Okay. We'll have
I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid.
All right. Well, we want to thank Terry for stopping by the Post booth again this year and keeping us updated on what's going on over at AlphaDogs. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.